Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Bella Payne, a music teacher with 20 years experience teaching and 30 years experience performing and studying and practicing. And if you're getting this video on your feed, it's because you're most likely a subscriber to my channel, which I started over 7 years ago. And I have not posted any videos in a few years. And I have had a lot of things change in my life, and things are great. I'm teaching mostly from home now online, as well as seeing a few students in person, but mostly all of my students are online now. And it's been very busy, and I haven't had a lot of time for online content creation. But now that my life has evened out a little bit, I am ready to start posting content again. And today is the first video that I'm posting. And what I'm most interested in sharing with you is motivational tips, practice tips, philosophy regarding musical practice and learning styles. You know, there are so many incredible tutorials available online, so many great videos on YouTube. You can learn anything at this point. You can learn any song, you can learn any technique, any style. It's really incredible, and I'm personally so grateful to it. And so when I was asking myself, what should I do to help my audience and anybody who's interested in learning from me? And what can I do to help my current students? What can I do to create some content that they would benefit from? Things that they can learn outside of the typical piano or voice lesson. And I realized I'm really good at providing motivational tips. I'm really good at showing people how to practice efficiently. I know one of the biggest frustrations for piano students is they feel like they don't progress fast enough. I understand the feeling, and so I make it a point that my students feel like they're progressing at a fast pace. And so I'm going to start sharing more information about how you can progress at a faster rate based on your learning style and your practice routines, your mindset. This has a lot to do with your success level. I don't want you to quit piano. I don't want you to quit music. I want you to keep going no matter what. I want this to be a lifelong commitment. So today I'm starting with a video about breathing technique. And I know you're probably thinking, piano, breathing? I don't understand. Maybe if this were a video about voice lessons or playing a wind instrument, but breathing exercises help everybody, and they especially help the piano player. And I've been practicing different kinds of breath work for the last 20 something years. I started getting into yoga and Tai Chi and breath work practices a long time ago, and I practiced them diligently every single day, throughout the day. I owe a lot of my life, my happiness, my health, and my ability to perform on these breath techniques. And I want to show you the most important breathing technique that I currently practice and have been practicing for a long time. And this is something that I teach. I especially teach my voice students, but I also teach my piano students. Why? Because two reasons. For performance, first of all, because performing is scary. It sets off our fight or flight system, and we almost all of us become nervous. I do have a couple students who say they don't get nervous, and based on my observations, I believe them. There are some people who have a natural ability to perform, but most people are terrified. Public speaking is, I don't know if it's number one, but it's like the top three of everybody's worst fears, like above death. Like some people would rather die than get in front of an audience. And so that tells me that most people are scared when they perform, even if it's something they want to do. So if you're a nervous performer and you have a performance coming up, you might want to start practicing this breathing technique now, so that by the time you get to the performance, You're already used to doing it. And what will happen is the more you practice this breathing technique, the easier it will be for you to slow your heart rate down and to therefore control your nervousness. Now, I don't know about you, but when I get nervous, and it depends on the activity that's making me nervous, but if it's a piano performance, guess what starts shaking? My hands. Yeah, typical. It figures. The one part of my body I need to function starts shaking. And the only way we can control this is by breathing slowly, becoming very aware of what's happening inside of our bodies. Now, the only way I know to do that is by using breathing techniques. So I'm going to show you a breath technique that I learned from practicing yoga, and it's called Ujjayi breath. Sometimes people call it the ocean breath because it sounds like the ocean. I'm going to demonstrate it for you first, and then I'll explain my best. I'll do my best to explain it to you how I'm doing it. And if you're watching this video and you already know how to do Ujjayi breathing or ocean breath, and you want to offer some tips, please leave them in the comments, please. Because what I've learned is that the more people who learn this breathing technique, the more peaceful they are. I personally love being around other yoga practitioners and meditators because I find them so calming to be around. And I know it's because they've mastered this particular breathing technique. And others are good too, but this is my favorite one. So, okay, here is what it sounds like. So I'm going to keep my mouth closed. Now I'm going to do it again, and if you pay close attention to this part of my body, you'll notice that it's expanding. So my rib cage opens up. My shoulders are down. Notice that. And then as I exhale, everything comes back in. So the average person, because this is biologically true, when we're standing or sitting up, the shoulders come up. Now, the reason why mine don't come up is because I started studying voice when I was 14 years old. No, younger than that, 13 or something. I started learning the breathing technique of diaphragmatic breathing when I was 12 or 13. And that's how I learned to control my shoulders. But I know plenty of meditators and yoga students who have mastered this as well. So I know it's not just voice students. And you may not be able to do this the first time, but just be aware that our goal is to keep our shoulders down, our chest somewhat relaxed, and the movement should be happening down here. So if you want, just start by putting your hands around your rib cage right here. And just try to use the muscles to push your rib cage out. And then hold it. And then see if you can feel the muscles as you exhale and bring your rib cage in. This is really important to start becoming aware of. Try it again. Notice how I'm breathing in through my mouth like I'm sipping through a straw, and I'm going to blow it out of a straw. So keep your hands up here, and let's try that a few more times. So now we've gotten to know the mechanics of this part. This is very important. And this is going to take you some time to get used to if you've never paid attention to this area before. Keep in mind, please, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've had time to make my muscles flexible. I know singers who don't even have the flexibility I have. So don't beat yourself up if you can't expand too big. The idea is to just get used to the idea of keeping your shoulders down and expanding your rib cage. If you're really frustrated by this and you want to try an easy way to get to know this, lie down on the floor. When you lie down on your back, you naturally expand your rib cage. You naturally keep your shoulders down. It's interesting, and I don't know why this is. I don't know what happened in our evolution to make us breathe in two different ways, depending on whether we're lying down or standing up. It's very odd. But it is possible to train yourself to breathe in the same way you do lying down, meaning your shoulders are down and your rib cage expands, your diaphragm comes out. It's possible to train yourself to do that standing up or sitting up. So just keep it in mind and practice that. Now, here's what I'm doing to get the ocean breath sound. So let me do it again so you can hear it, and also I can become familiar with how I'm doing it so I can try to explain it. So first of all, my tongue is down. Make sure your tongue is flat as you can make it without straining or anything. And what I want you to do is I want you to make a ha sound. So don't worry about closing your lips yet. Just go. Tongue is down. The back of your tongue has to be flat so that lots of air can come through the throat. So try that again. You might have to get some water when you do this. Having air go to the back of your throat dries it out, which is why we want to try to close the lips and have the same action take place. So I'm going to just gently close my lips. It's not tight or anything. Just gently closing the lips, relax the shoulders, and I'm going to breathe in the same way. As you breathe like this, try to notice the pressure of your breath pushing towards your sinus cavities, so the roof of your mouth. You should feel it pressing. So your sinuses are working. It's just your focus is on your throat, as if you were mouth breathing with your lips closed. So naturally, you have to use your sinuses to make this happen. So we're not shutting down the sinuses. We're just trying to combine the two, and you want to try to feel the pressure. It actually is so calming. It's so soothing. That's why I want you to learn this technique to help you prepare yourself for performance jitters. Or this is also good if you get nervous at lessons. You can do this before your lessons or whatever, anything that makes you scared. So I hope that this helps you. I do find this is a difficult concept to teach. Every time I've ever attempted to teach it, I find it personally challenging. I think this might have been the best job I've ever done teaching it, and I still think I could improve. So if you have any tips, and because you yourself understand Ujjayi breathing, please leave them in the comments and share them with everybody who watches this video. I really feel that this breathing technique can ease a lot of suffering that a lot of people have, not just musicians, people who have anxiety, people who are just constantly stressed out about life. If you can start incorporating this breathing practice into your life, you're going to notice a huge shift in the way you feel. It's also really good for if you have trouble sleeping. Do this for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's going to calm you way down. So I hope you enjoyed that. I promise to start posting more videos this week and moving forward. It's very important to me that I inspire as many people as possible to play music, whether that is playing the piano, singing, or dancing. I think dancing is something that gets overlooked by the music community too often. But the truth is, anytime you engage with music intimately with your body, whether that's through your hands or your breath or your voice or your entire body as a dancer. I think that the world becomes a little bit better. And that's my true aim in life, is to try and leave what I know behind so that I can try and help leave this world a better place. And I know no other way to do that than through music. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I promise to bring you more inspiration and motivational tips to make you the most successful musician you possibly can be. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, depending on when you're listening to this. Have a great one. Bye.